Hardworking Mary had woken up to the ear-splitting sound of her alarm. Although her first class was still an hour and a half away, she always managed to get to school just in the nick of time. She sat down listlessly at the breakfast table her father had prepared. She couldn't muster the same effort to get to school that her parents put into getting to work. After a sleepy and stop-and-go journey, she barely managed to throw herself into her seat at school. The first class was social studies, and because she liked her teacher, Miss Pellin, she tried to pull herself together and shake off her drowsiness. After saying good morning to her deskmate, Sarah, she had already placed her notebook and textbook on her desk. The teacher greeted the class and began her lesson. Then, she talked about the project assignments that needed to be completed by the end of the year. Each class was given a different topic, and the project for Mary's class was projects to encourage a return to rural areas to reduce population density in cities. That evening at dinner, Mary told her parents about what had happened at school, mentioning the assignment Miss Pellin had given and that it had to be finished by the end of the year. She didn't really know how she was going to do this assignment because, as a child born and raised in Istanbul, she couldn't imagine what life was like in the countryside. After her parents promised to help her, they told Mary that the upcoming weekend they would go to the charming village in Kokali, where her mother was born and raised, both to work on her assignment and to visit her grandfather as an excuse. Mary couldn't even tell how that week passed. Her reluctance toward school had completely vanished. They set out on Saturday morning. Mary had frequently visited her grandfather at his home in Istanbul, but this was the first time she would see his house in the village. When they got there, she realized the village was much more beautiful than she had imagined. There were so few vehicles on the village road. Instead, there were animals grazing everywhere, the crystal-clear water of the stream, and the curious and innocent eyes watching them. It even got so dark at night that she could see the stars more clearly. Her grandfather had filled the table with fruits and vegetables he had picked from his garden. The smell of the tomatoes and the color of the strawberries were so vibrant. After eating her fill, she went for a walk with her grandfather to see village life up close. Mary was as serious as a reporter conducting an interview. Through questions asked, answers given, and curious eyes, months passed. And Mary and her family visited her grandfather often, and she made many friends there. As the end of the year approached, she filed the final version of her assignment and gave it to her teacher, eagerly awaiting report card day. Mary had worked very hard to be the top student this year, and she also thought her project was the best. Thanks to this assignment, she had learned many things. To encourage people to move to rural areas, job opportunities needed to be created. One of the best ideas was the thought of building country homes where people could be one with nature, a place to breathe fresh air and recharge their energy away from the summer house culture, a stress-free and calm environment away from traffic and hustle, where they could spend time consuming natural foods. With the joy of having successfully completed her project, she once again explained her project to her congratulating teachers.